Okay, hi. This is a very impromptu reading vlog. But essentially, I got Kindle Unlimited for 2 months for free recently, which it was just like available. It came up in my Instagram ad. So if you're watching this and it's still up, you could check for that and see if you could get Kindle Unlimited for free. For a few months, you have to remember to cancel your membership though, or else it'll just start automatically charging you. So that's just something to be mindful of. Anyway, I kind of wanted to do like some Kindle Unlimited reading with this, and I thought of like the whole Kindle Originals series that they have where like a lot of known authors write, and then they have like different themed, whatever you call them, different themed groups of them. So I was going to see how many of these I could read in 24 hours. They're all short stories for the most part, and they have them on audio. So I have this puzzle that I think is really cute. And it's almost 9 p.m. on a Saturday. I'm just going to go 9 p.m. to 9 p.m. Yeah, we'll see how this is. I've already looked through the list a little bit. There's some authors I've read before that I could read more from. There's some authors who are on my radar that I could read a book from and see if I like it. And then there's others that I had never heard of before that I could read from, see if I like them, and then maybe pick up their larger books. So I think this will be a fun experiment. If you have Prime, I think that you can get all of these, and you have Kindle Unlimited, you could get all of these. So hopefully this will be helpful for you. If not, hopefully it's just fun to watch. We'll see. I don't know how good I am at making vlogs. I'm in Amazon Original Stories. There's Young Blood. They're all by Andrew Barrier, but then there's some that are groups that are by a bunch of different ones. So there's Currency, which is Friends, Trends, and Dividends. Far Away, Fairy Tales for the Here and Now. Mindy Kaling has one, like a whole series of like 6 books. Out of Line, Women on the Verge of a Breakthrough. Hush, 6 Stories, 6 Deceptions. Inherited, Secrets Hiding in Plain Sight. A Dean Koontz one. Forward, Tomorrow is Sooner Than You Think. And then there's The One, Disorder, Exposure, Inventions, This Can't Be Happening, Warmer, The Fairer Sex, Dark Corners, Missing, Bloodlands, The Marshall Project, Southside, The Real Thing, and then some singles as well. So we're going to start off really interesting. There's a Jessica Simpson essay called Take the Lead, and I like know who she is as like a public figure, but I don't know anything about her, and it has like a really high rating, so we're just going to start this off and we're going to listen to this. So it's 9 o'clock now, so I'm going to check in when I'm done with this one, and maybe I'll show you progress on my puzzle as well. Yeah, we'll do that. Okay, so I read the Jessica Simpson one, or I listened to it, I guess. I'm going to be listening to probably all of these, and it was narrated by her, and like I don't think her voice, I don't know, I wonder if she's taking on a different voice when she was reading this, because it sounded like this.
First and foremost, I like to congratulate my mom and dad.
But like that's a hyperbole of it, you know? It was essays on like, take the lead on your own life. Don't let fear stop you. This is how fear has stopped me in the past. And how she like overcomes it, which, I don't know. I always feel a certain way when celebrities try to tell you that, because it's like, well, yeah, but you have a lot more resources than other people have. So, I mean, I guess if you're in a very comfortable situation and you can just take this type of advice, sure, but like, I don't think most people need to hear what she had to say. But like, good for her for writing it. So we're gonna move on. It's 9:32, so that only took like 30 minutes. And I had to download Audible, which I didn't realize, but that's how things go. So now I definitely don't want to listen to anything that's like self-help. I might listen to like a sci-fi one now. I'm just looking. There's the Andy Weir one, which I've read something from him before. Like I read, what is it called? The Martian, and I liked it, and I tried his other book and DNF'd it. We're going to go with the Andy Weir one. Yep, that's what we're going to do. And I'm going to cut in. This is where I currently am at with the puzzle. I didn't get very far. So I'm going to check in after I'm done with this one. I finished the Andy Weir one, and the premise is that it centers around quantum theory and the idea of random number generation, and it's kind of just like about that type of technology being used in a casino in Las Vegas. I think that for me, I really liked The Martian, and it was super info dumpy. Like, right, he takes big concepts in mathematics and he simplified them in a way that made it easy to palate for people who are not science-minded, which is a really cool thing he does. But I think in such a short book, the info dumping was like a little too intense. I don't know how you could get around this because not many people know how quantum theory works. Something about his dialogue is maybe kind of annoying to me. I'm not really sure what it is. I mean, The Martian doesn't really have much dialogue because he's literally by himself on Mars. But yeah, it was fine. If you like fun, fast-paced stuff, I would recommend it. Also, it's very short. This is how far I got on the puzzle. I think I'm gonna eat more food. Eat my second dinner. It's like 10:15. I don't know if I'm checking in again tonight. We'll see. I'm back. It is 10:45. I should be in bed, but I'm not. We're gonna do another one, probably the last of the night. And I'm gonna pick something from a different series. 6 stories, 6 deceptions. Sounds interesting. Yeah, we're gonna go into Hush. Oh, Ruth Ware has one, and Oyinkan Braithwaite has one. I've read from both of them in the past. I think I'm gonna wanna get to both of them. Let's do the Ruth Ware one first. Okay, I finished the Ruth Ware one, and I was expecting a mystery, because that's what she normally does, mystery thrillers, and it wasn't. It was like, how do I talk about this without spoiling it? It's about a man and his children, and he quickly gets them away from a circumstance, and then they start living out on a deserted island and like making their life there, basically surviving. It was really dark. The twist was unexpected. I didn't really see it coming. It kind of reminded me of The Great Alone by Kristen Hanna, where it takes place on like a deserted island, and there is a father figure who has issues, and he takes those issues out on his family. Hi, kitty. In the form of domestic violence. And I get that it's a thing that happens, but like I can't handle too much of that in books. Like, I really don't want to hear about like family members beating other family members or hitting other family members. So yeah, that's a little off-putting for me. So if it's off-putting for you, I wouldn't read it. There's not much else to say because, like, again, with these short stories, it's like it's so hard to get them really right because you have to, you know, focus kind of in on one thing and just go for that one thing. So this one was more plot. I guess it is kind of a thriller since it has a twist. What time is it? 11:35. I'm done for the night. I got through 3, so I will check in tomorrow morning and we'll start the day again. Oh, and this is how far I made it in my puzzle. Okay, bye. Okay, good morning. It is 9:50. I haven't read at all or worked on my puzzle, but I played tennis and ate breakfast. So, success so far. I'm in a position right now where it's a really gorgeous day and I want to be outside, but like I want to be a completionist and finish this puzzle like I kind of set out to do, read, finish puzzle. So I think I'm going to bring the puzzle outside. Also, I need to rethink what I'm reading because I'm just kind of picking things up based on author, and what I've picked up so far is like it's all been just okay. So I want to like read stuff by authors I've already read from and enjoyed, so hopefully I get some good reads in here. And I also want to pick up some books by Asian authors because it is AAPI month and I am participating in the Asian Readathon. So I think the first one I'm going to pick up is The Best Girls by Min Jin Lee. I have her book Pachinko that I haven't read yet, so I'm hoping that this either sways me to pick it up or dissuades me. So I'm probably not going to get any puzzle done as I'm going to be moving everything outside. So I will check in, I think, after this. Okay, so I'm like half inside, half outside because my card table wouldn't fit through my door, so I'm sitting outside. And my puzzle is inside. So yeah, that's what it's looking like right now. It's 11 a.m. I just finished 2 books. I finished the Min Jin Lee one and I really liked it. It was like the perfect amount of intrigue, story, character development, and it was kind of eerie, and the ending left me like, ooh, it was good. I would recommend that one. And then I read The Cleaners by Ken Liu, which was from the Far Away collection. And the premise was that it was like our world, except that like objects held their memories. So when people touched objects, they could like feel the memory of them, especially if it was one of their own memories. And it works like that for some people and it doesn't for others. You can get your objects cleaned. And it was just like the interactions of a few people and how you interact with these types of objects, and do you hold on to bad memories and objects that have negative experiences. So that one was also really interesting too. So those were both winners. I liked both of those more than the 3 I read last night. So now I don't think I'm going to check in after every one of them is done. This is how far I am on my puzzle. I really want to try to finish this today and get through more of these. So I think I'm just gonna start bouncing between different Amazon original collections. I think I want to read the Taylor Jenkins Reid one because I felt like okay about her books that I've read. I've read The One Everyone Liked, and then I read her one that came out after that, and I'm interested to see how she tackles a short story. So I'm probably gonna read that one. And then probably Simplexity by Kiley, Reid, because I really liked Such a Fun Age, so I'm also interested to see how she tackles like her same type of thematic content that she was really good at in that book, and how she does it in a short story narrative. So I'm going to check in at noon. Okay, 12 p.m. check-in. The Taylor Jenkins Reid book was an hour long, so it actually took that whole time. And it was like epistolary letters, and she really like looked at the relationships between people and cheating and that type of stuff. So it's kind of the intersection of two couples and kind of like how that kind of plays out over the course of the year through letters that they communicate through. This is how far I am on my puzzle. So making good headway. And I'm going to start Simplexity, and I'm probably going to read another one, and I'll check in around 1. It is 1:30, and this is going to be such a pain to edit. I was thinking about how many different clips I have, and I'm daunted. But I read 2 more. I read the Kiley Reid one and one by Lisa Ko, and it was kind of interesting because they were both thematically around, well, plot-wise, they were around the same idea. Both of them took place in the workplace, and Kiley Reid's, there was an Asian, I think she was Korean, a Korean protagonist, and she sees some injustices against Black women in the workplace, and it's kind of like speaking up about that, and also not knowing when to not speak up about it and how to advocate for yourself. It was a little confusing. I didn't really understand what the company Simplicity was. There was like, I don't know, it was very strange. I feel like it was maybe supposed to be like futuristic in some capacity, and I just wasn't really getting it. And then the second one, the Lisa Ko one, was about this company where they have to watch really horrible videos with like trigger warning content, and what they are, or like categorize them. There's these 2 women with the same name, and one of them lives in New Jersey, and one of them lives in Korea, and it's about pay differences and the automation of work, and kind of comparing yourself on who has it more bad or has it worse. I think I liked that one more than I liked the other one, and I've heard of her book The Leavers, but I had never considered reading it. So maybe I will now, because I thought that the thematic content that she was exploring was pretty interesting. This is how far I am on the puzzle. I'm now obviously back inside. I was in the shade and I was getting kind of cold. I'm just gonna keep rolling and read some more books. So here's some cat content. It's 3 p.m. I got 6 hours to go. I read Parsnips in Love by Porochista Khakpour. That was very strange. It was literally about 2 parsnips that were kind of one parsnip that a farmer found, and it looked like they were making love, and how people reacted to that. And then I read the Oyinkan Braithwaite one, which I was about Instagram and social media culture and trying to become an influencer, and how people might react to that, which my puzzle is leaning over. I found that one pretty good. I am very excited for her to write another full-length novel. I really enjoyed My Sister the Serial Killer, and I thought that this short story was really good. It was really, really well formed. And yeah, so it's 3 p.m. I'm this far into my puzzle. I feel like I can do it, but I kind of do the parts that I think that are easiest first. I'm interested if people, oh hi kitty, I'm interested if people do puzzles the same way, or if you have like a different order or pattern or however you do them. I don't know when I'm gonna check in again, but I'm starving. Okay, bye. Okay, checking in again. It is 5 o'clock now. I read 3 more. I read The Summer House by Cristina Henriquez, and that one was like about, I wouldn't say star-crossed lovers, but it's like that type of vibe where he's from a poor family, or he's poor, and he meets this girl when they're younger, and then they reconnect in some capacity. It was fine, but like kind of forgettable. And then I listened to Anonymous by Uzodinma Iweala. Anonymous is about a man being stopped when coming back into the country by border services, border protection, whatever they're called. The injustice that exists in that system. It kind of it gave me like vibes of The Test by Sylvan Newell. It was good as I was reading it. It was also disorienting. And then I just listened to The Waiting Room by Nicole Gonzalez van Cleve, and this was a nonfiction, and it's about the Cook County jail system in Chicago and the process of family having to wait for like inmates to be released, and the process that's now existing of, what is it called, getting people out of the jail and putting the things on their ankle. I can't think of the words right now. I've been listening to media nonstop for all day. She doesn't really get into the issues that could cause in itself very, very much, but she kind of just talks about different people and their experiences. Now I will pop up how far I am on the puzzle. So I'm making it pretty far. I'm pretty sure I'm going to finish it. I don't know how many books I've read at this point, and I don't even know if I have a goal. We're just going to keep going with this. My eyes are getting kind of exhausted from doing this all day. But yeah, that's all I got for now, so we'll check in again. It is 7:30. I've only finished 1 book since I last talked to you. It was the Roxane Gay one. It was about women and men being denied access to reproduce and having to go through the process of having government sanctioned ability to reproduce. and what kind of things might spring up because of that, and what kind of illegal activities might spring up because of it. So it was an interesting look at that I had never thought of before, so I quite enjoyed that one. It's currently the point in the night where I pulled out my mead. Now, for people who drink mead, this is not a honey wine type where it's really high alcohol content. It is like a 6%, so it's more like a cider, and it is a sour cranberry blood orange from a local place, and it's super good. So I'm going to drink that. I'm going to finish this puzzle, and I think I'm going to finally listen to the N.K. Jemisin one. I really wanted to get to that one, and then I've never read any Joyce Carol Oates, and so I wanted to listen to her short story, which is, I think, actually 90 minutes long, which would put me at 9 o'clock, but I listened to them at faster speed, so we'll see if I get to both of them. So it's finally 9 p.m., and I did it. I finished the puzzle. I finished it around 8. And I am halfway through a book, and then I think I read a book that I didn't tell you about, Boca Raton by Lauren Groff, and I wanted to read her because I've DNF'd Florida by her, and then I didn't consider it a DNF, but I read like a chapter of Fates and Furies and then put it down because I just wasn't in the mood for it. From reading Florida and reading this, she likes to focus on mothers, sometimes single mothers, and this was kind of about a single mother and climate change. Yeah, it was very strange. I kind of enjoyed it. I'm also having a hard time remembering it, so that goes to show the impact it had on me. But let's go through some stats. So I'm not going to count, the last one I started was the Joyce Carol Oates one, which is like a coming of age. I read 16 books with a total of 472 pages, and if I had purchased each of these, it would have cost me $26.84. I did not get through a ton of what they have in this selection, so I think that if you were trying to read these, I think you could get them through Prime, so you don't have to get Kindle Unlimited, but if you were going to try to venture into these are $2 each for a book that's 20-30 pages, so it's worth it to do it through the Kindle Unlimited or Amazon Prime. Oh, I forgot to also talk about Emergency Skin by N.K. Jemisin. That was one of the ones I liked the most. It was, she likes writing in second person, and this one was in second person, and it's essentially about this species that has evolved and has to go back to Earth to get something, and Earth is supposed to not exist anymore. And you don't hear the protagonist's voice ever. It's second person of this AI that's implanted in its head, and you can hear the AI and you can hear anyone else that talks to him, but you can't actually hear what the protagonist says. I just think she's such a creative writer, and that style was really creative. What did I learn from this exercise? I think I learned that I'm done with Andy Weir. I think The Martian was a one-off for me, and I feel like he's kind of a one-trick pony with the type of authors or the types of writing style he has and the type of characters he writes. The Best Girls by Min Jin Lee. I'm now more likely to prioritize Pachinko, so that's good to know. I do own it. I really liked the Ken Liu one. I think it was one of the more creative and interesting, and Ken Liu is on my radar, and I've read stuff that's been translated by him, but I've not read any of his books. So just his creative take, I'm intrigued to read his book. But Lisa Ko, I wouldn't have picked up. I've looked at the levers many times when I'm in bookstores, and I've never felt inclined to pick it up, and I feel like now I'm more likely to read it because of this. Yeah, I think that what I've learned with the Lauren Groff one is that I'm going to try to read Fates and Furies on audiobook, because I was worried her writing style wouldn't wouldn't translate well into audio, and it would be easier to read. But if she doesn't change her writing style up too much in between books, I feel like that'll be an easier way to do it. I'm intrigued to read anything nonfiction by Roxane Gay, because I've DNF'd her nonfiction, so I would be intrigued by that. And then I was kind of figuring the N.K. Jemisin one would be a win. I think that's all I got. editing this is going to be a nightmare. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you or talk to you sometime soon.